Welcome back to another episode of Diddyknowsball Show. I'm your host, Diddyknowsball. And today we got a lot on the docket. Um, I'm leaning towards naming this youth and why youth is king because I'm gonna be talking about a lot of young players across college football, NFL, WNBA. I got some Arch Manning comparing him to the other five-star quarterbacks in this class. CJ Stroud and Nico Collins emerged as the best duo in the NFL. And then I got why Caitlin Clark will win a playoff series this year, and plus, of course, Diddy Knows Ball watch list. My last watch list kinda sucked because every game was kind of trash, every fight was kind of trash outside of the LSU South Carolina game, but the quarterback got hurt. We'll get to that later. But first, I did want to start with this. So, anybody that knows me knows I'm a big Madden guy. I was born in August, and as a kid, I got something for birthdays, I got something for Christmas, and that's pretty much it when it comes to just getting things as a kid. I wasn't very spoiled. Uh, but Madden every year I was able to get it because it came out around my birthday. So I always love playing Madden. I'm gonna pick it up every year from now until I don't know when. My favorite game mode on Madden is Madden Ultimate Team. I like to build my own team and build my own schemes and whatnot. Say dog. So yesterday I was playing Madden Ultimate Team Seasons and I ran into a kid. I'm gonna call him a kid because first of all, his team was ass. He had Tim Tebow at quarterback. He had Christian McCaffrey at running back. He had pretty much every free player you had to grind for. They was all the highest level of the free players, but they were all free players. And then he was running all the YouTube shit. He was running a double mug. He was running strong bunch nasty. He was on top of it. So I was playing him, and the double mug, I think it was like Nickel Dog, the zone blitz out of double mug. He was running that. He was running strong bunch nasty. I'm not sure which offensive play, but somehow I was up 17-0 on him. I guess I was figuring some shit out. Going into the fourth quarter, I'm up 17-0. All of a sudden, I couldn't score. He came all the way back. Say one thing about his cheesing ass. That motherfucker was using his adjustments. He was running the exact same plays, but he was adjusting within those plays. So he ended up coming back and beating me. And I found his username. I got his gamer tag. I'm finna send him a message. I was pissed. I was mad as fuck, bro. Because my team was good. I had Trevor Lawrence, so arguably the best quarterback in Madden 25 right now. I know the new Caleb came out, but I'm rocking with the Trevor Lawrence. I got the ETN, who I think he the best running back in the game right now. I know Falk out, but I got ETN. I got a good team. So he had a free team. And he beat me using all the YouTube tricks and all this shit. And I know that the YouTube tricks because I seen them on YouTube. That used to be what I do. I go to YouTube and see what's the easiest way to win because I usually didn't have the best team. I usually didn't spend no money. Now I got a job. I'm spending money a little bit because you get what you pay for. And I could tell he sacrificed because he doesn't seem like he had no money. When I say a kid, I don't think he like 12 or nothing like that. But he probably from 18 to 22. So I just could tell, man, I don't have the time to be good at Ultimate Team no more, bro. And I was texting this dude, right? And I was finna text him. And I was like, I hope your mom dies. I literally was typing this shit out. Either dies or dying. I was still kind of choosing which one I was gonna say. And I just stopped myself and I erased the message. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And then my partner hit me up and he was like, nigga, play some Madden. So we played some regs and I whooped his ass. And most of my good Madden experiences in Madden 25 came out playing regs, which is just playing with the regular teams, the regular real life NFL rosters. And like the people get on the mic, they cool as shit. Older guys, most of the time, just got off work or off that day. And my best interactions with people on Madden 25 has been on Reds. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And I just got to thinking to myself, man, you young niggas got Ultimate Team. But with me. I'm gonna stick to Regs. I'm 21 and 11 on Regs. I'm red. I'm elite. But yeah, man, I'm too damn old for mud, bro. I done aged out. I ain't got time to be sitting on YouTube seeing what these niggas doing, whatever to win. Because, niggas trying to get these rewards. I think they got a Christian Gonzalez out right now that everybody trying to get and shit like that. Gauntlet champions. I ain't got time for that shit, bro. So I'm going to stick to Regs. So that's why I'm like, yeah, youth is king, man. I got a job. I got shit I'm trying to do. I can't be sitting on no damn mud. So if I do play Madden, I'm going to Regs. Maybe some franchise mode, some shit like that. But I'm retiring from Ultimate Team, dog. I literally was finna text this man like, say, man, I hope your mom is dead, dying, or some shit like that. And I caught myself because I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? I'm getting this mad playing the game. I don't need to play this shit no more. But then I enjoy Madden, so I'm gonna just go play Regs. But yeah, youth is king, man. Youth is king, man. I'm damn near knocking on 30, bro. Yeah, it just is what it is. Arch Manning. Yeah, I caught the Texas game where Quinn got hurt a little bit and Arch Manning came in and he did his thing. He balled the fuck out, man. He really did, bro. That touchdown run was very impressive. The juke was very impressive. And immediately everybody hit the internet streets, whether it was content creators, whether it was just casual fans, even some hardcore fans. I'm a Texas fan, by the way, but I seen a lot of bullshit, man. I seen a lot of clickbait titles. I seen a lot of just unnecessary shit. First of all, I'm just gonna start by saying this. I'm a Quinn Ewers fan. I'm an Arch Manning fan. I'm a Texas Longhorn fan. Me personally, I do think Arch has more NFL potential than Quinn Ewers. He might even have higher college quarterback ceiling than Quinn Ewers. He's 6'4", about 225. What's Quinn? Quinn is about 6'1", probably 200, 205 pounds. So he has the physical attributes over Quinn. I think Quinn has better arm talent in terms of just the types of throws he can make and the trajectories and the angles and shit like that. Arch probably has a stronger arm. I'm not sure yet, but I do think Arch is more talented just from a frame perspective, from a potential perspective. But let's keep it a buck. I think Quinn is our best chance to win a national championship this year. I really think that. We forgetting when he played Bryce Young 2 years ago in the Alabama game. We almost won. If it wasn't for a miraculous Bryce Young drive. The year after that, he comes back. He beats Jalen Milroe in Alabama. This year, he beats Michigan. Even though I'm kind of, we go see and learn a lot more about Michigan and what they do against USC on Saturday. But I still think that was a great win. I still think that defense is real. They still have NFL picks on their defense, and he shredded them. He shredded them. Like it was a team effort, but Quinn Ewers is the head of the snake. We seen him in big games. We seen him play good, and I trust him. He's comfortable in the system, all that there, and he's no slouch of a prospect himself. People got him in the first round. I think Mel Kiper has him in his NFL mock draft in the first round. So yes, Arch might be more talented. Yes, Arch might have more potential, but Quinn Ewers, let's not forget, he was the highest rated prospect of all time coming out of South Lake Carroll. So a prestigious program in Texas high school football, if you don't know. So there is that, bro. Don't overlook Quinn Ewers and his pedigree coming in as a prospect, man. We're not finna do that. And just on the Arch side of things, Arch was ranked, what was he ranked? Number 5 in his class. I do want to compare him to some of the guys in his class because you have Malachi Nelson, who was number 1. You have Dante Moore, who was number 2. You got Jackson Arnold, who was number 3. Uh, you got Peter Woods at defensive tackle. And number 4, you got Arch Manning, who's 5. So Malachi Nelson, quarterback, USC, then transferred to Boise State. He's not getting playing time right now. Dante Moore transferred from UCLA to Oregon. He's not getting playing time right now. Jackson Arnold, a starter at Oklahoma. And let's just keep it a buck. It's been in. So Arch Manning is the 4th rated quarterback in his class, and that was the 23 high school class. So now let's look at the stats of these guys. Malachi Nelson, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in 23 right now. Dante Moore, 15 yards this year. Malachi Nelson ain't did nothing last year or this year. So yeah, there's that. Dante Moore, 15 yards so far this season. Yeah. What is Jackson Arnold, 484 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Got a 58 QBR, 63rd in the nation. And it's looked shaky at times. So Arch Manning is right now 318 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So out of all the 5-star quarterbacks in his class, the 2023 class, Arch Manning is still second in yards, second in touchdowns. He got the highest QBR, and this is all as a backup. I'm just saying, you got outliers like Nico Amaliava at Tennessee, who's in the same class, but he was a 4-star. And there's another guy at Pittsburgh. He's killing it right now. He's number 1 in all yards at this time right now in the 23 class. I can't think of his name right now, but the quarterback from Pittsburgh, he's a monster. He's going off, and I think he's going to be a sleeper in next year's draft class. I'm going to have to do more deep dive in him. But, hey, long story short, Arch Manning is on course, and I trust Sark to do the right thing with him. And he's still ahead of his class as a backup. Let that sink in. He's still second in everything out of everybody in his class amongst the 5-star quarterbacks, man. Right behind Jackson Arnold. And Jackson Arnold has been a full-time starter. And Jackson Arnold has threw, what is this, like 100 plus more yards, a little bit under, a little bit over 100 more yards. And then he's threw like 2 more touchdowns. But he's also threw 2 more interceptions and has a worse QBR. I'm just saying, man, still give it time, bro. Arch Manning is going to be here. He's going to be a mainstay. But let him develop. You don't have to overdo it. Arch Manning is still, according to the numbers, the second best 5-star quarterback in his class. I'm just saying, give him some time. He's not even a starter yet. And he's second in everything amongst the 5-star quarterbacks. Some of these dudes don't even play. Malachi Nelson was ranked number 1 in his class. He don't even play. And I can't even name you Boise State quarterback. I know Ashton Genty, the running back, but I don't know their quarterback. I'm just saying. Dante Moore, of course, he's not going to start over Dylan Gabriel, but he doesn't play. He doesn't play. So, hey, man, I think it takes time sometimes. And I think Arch is still ahead of schedule. He's still, you know what I'm saying, right there with his contemporaries in his class, man. So let's just give it time, guys. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, let's get to some NFL. Usually when I'm deciding who to watch when it comes to watching games, and I look at matchups, I listen to preseason and articles. I read articles. I listen to preseason podcasts who talk about who they think will be good. I listen to the betting shows. Anything. I try to get anything to go off of, to have some type of expectations when I'm going into looking into teams when the season first starts, especially when it comes to NFL, because NFL is not my expertise by no stretch of the means. But I keep up with it and I'm knowledgeable enough. I'm a Cowboys fan. Let's get that out the way now. But this NFL season, the only thing I'm thinking of is just the dominance of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and then who can legitimately challenge him and the Chiefs for supremacy in the AFC and the NFL in general. And my brain just keeps going to CJ Stroud and the Texans. I love what they're doing with the Texans. I love what they're building, the infrastructure. I love who they brought in. They brought in Daniil Hunter. They brought in Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs. They brought in some guys, and they already had young talent. You got CJ Stroud. You got Nico Collins, Tank Dell. You still got Dalton Schultz. You got Will Anderson, Jalen Petrie, a dog. And I just, I think I think Houston Texans may be my favorite team to watch in the NFL, bro. And I've seen both games so far. I think this is the one team where I would legitimately going to watch every single game of them this year because I just think the CJ Stroud Texan thing is just so interesting. D'Amico Runs is doing his thing. All the former linebacker coaches, they pretty damn good, bro. They're pretty damn good. And I think this is more of a defensive season than we've seen in a long time. But back to CJ Stroud and the Texans. I was just sitting here thinking, yes, Chiefs are the best team, best organization right now. And that's not debate. Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback right now. That's not a debate. But do you know one thing that the Houston Texans might have over even the Chiefs? They got the best 1-2 punch at quarterback and wide receiver in the NFL. Yes, CJ Stroud and Nico Collins has emerged as the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the NFL. CJ Stroud right now, let me go through his stats. Right now, he's thrown for 494 yards. That's seventh. He's tied for fifth in touchdowns at 3. He hasn't thrown an interception at all. And he's tied for ninth in QBR at 63. I think I'm just gonna say it, bro. When I watch CJ Stroud, the only flaw in his game is that he's in his second year. This is his only flaw. He's in his second year. So certain things I know I shouldn't say, but I think he's the second best quarterback in the NFL, bro. Already. Yes. I'll take CJ Stroud over Josh Allen. I'll take him over Lamar Jackson. I'll take him over Dak Prescott, man. And the reason I say that is because I trust him. It seems like he's amazing on third down and fourth down. When you need a play, he makes a play. That throw to Nico Collins against the Colts at the end of the game, beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Like, I trust CJ Stroud in the big moments. His trust, if we did a trust ranking, if we're being honest, just based off what we've seen and we're doing a trust ranking with quarterbacks, I think a lot of people, if you really had to sit down and do it, would have Patrick Mahomes number 1 and CJ Stroud number 2 in terms of NFL quarterbacks you trust right now. Aaron Rodgers is a shell of himself. Tom Brady's gone. Drew Brees is gone. Peyton Manning gone. They all out of there. They're gone. There's not even no Matt Ryan and Phillip Rivers, bro. If you really look at the quarterbacks, it's some talented quarterbacks. It's some good quarterbacks because you still have Justin Herberts. You still got some guys, man. But I don't think I trust anybody outside of Patrick Mahomes more than I trust CJ Stroud. Now let's look at the Nico Collins side of things. Let's look at his stats. Nico Collins, 5th in receptions right now at 14. Number 1 in yards by over 50, 252 yards. He's 1st in yards. He's 12th in touchdowns. He got 1 touchdown. He's 24th in average yards per play. He's averaging 18 yards per catch. So that's good. And just for some comparisons, let's look at Jettas. Jettas is 8th in receptions, only 8 receptions, but he's 5th in yards, 192. He got 8 receptions, 192 yards. 2 touchdowns, was tied for first. And he's 9th in average per yard. So Jetta still might be better than Nico Collins, but I think Nico Collins is the second best wide receiver in the league. I just do. I think he's the most dominant physically wide receiver in the league. Even it's a tie between him and AJ Brown, but I think I don't know. It's something about Nico Collins right now. He's playing crazy, bro. But yeah, Jettas is ninth in average. He's averaging 24 yards a catch. And Jettas is doing this with Sam Darnold as quarterback. So I still can, Jettas number one. It is no debate. Jettas number one receiver in the league, man. Still. But now let's compare him to CD Lamb. CD Lamb is 9 receptions. So that's 28th in the league right now. He's 15th in yards, 151. He's tied for 12th with 1 touchdown, 30th in average yards per catch, 16.8. So according to the numbers, Nico Collins is playing better than CD Lamb right now. I know it's just 2 games, but as of right now, I just think Nico Collins has been that dominant. Jamar Chase, 10 catches, tied for 21st, 97 yards, tied for 43rd, 0 touchdowns, 59th. 123rd in yards per catch, 9.7. Jamar Chase is playing like shit. Yeah. And he's playing a lot. Got a bad penalty in that game against the Chiefs. Yeah. Okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown, another sleeper receiver that I really like. He's outplaying him. Amon-Ra St. Brown is tied for 5th in receptions, 14. 25th in yards, 132. No touchdowns. And then he's 9.4 yards per catch, 127. So if you're just looking at the numbers, Nico Collins, he's right up there with any. He's really it's just him and Jettas right now. It's Jettas. Well, I'm gonna say it's Jettas and Nico Collins. So there you have it, bro. Texans, according to numbers, eye test, from what I've seen so far this year, the trajectory of these guys, and they both young, man. And Nico Collins is 6'4" at receiver. Let's not forget about that. But Nico Collins, CJ Stroud, the best 1-2 punch, the best duo at quarterback receiver in the NFL. And I think this is the only team that could challenge the Chiefs in the AFC. Yeah. They got the second best player at quarterback and wide receiver in the NFL, man. This is the best duo in the league. I'm just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Let's talk some WNBA. Okay, I can't even be fake. That just translates into let's talk some Caitlin Clark. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, I keep up with pretty much everybody, but Caitlin Clark is just who I'm really tracking when I tap into WNBA. So I'm just gonna be honest about it. Most people can't be honest. Like Carolyn Peck, she was up there on one of them games talking about it's not just Caitlin Clark. It's this. Come on, bro. Random people tuning into WNBA. It's just Caitlin Clark. Now the diehard sports fans, WNBA fans, they'll go tune in regardless. But the massive viewership and attendance has went up due to Caitlin Clark. Let's just keep the buck, man. But the season ends Thursday, I think. And if the playoffs started today, the Fever would be in the playoffs and they would be matching up against the Connecticut Sun. And I just kind of wanted to go through that matchup because I think the Fever could beat the Connecticut Sun in a playoff series. I could be crazy, but I honestly think that let's go through a couple of things. Now they played August 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Fever won 84-80. And I just think the key to this matchup, let's look at it from an offense, defense, X factor perspective. Now, the Fever have the offensive advantage, in my opinion. They got 2 top 10 scorers, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. I think Kelsey Mitchell is 8, and I think Caitlin Clark may be 9. And I think Aaliyah Boston is another offensive player. So if you ranking the top 3 offensive players in this series, me personally, I think all 3, it'll go Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and then maybe Mabry, Bonner, Thomas, something like that. Oh, damn. But me personally, I think the Fever have a clear edge offensively. Defensively, I think the Connecticut Sun have the defensive advantage. But it's like, I do think Carrington could do a good job against Caitlin Clark because in the game in August, Caitlin Clark was 7 for 17, 3 for 12 from 3, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Kelsey Mitchell was 8 for 14, 4 7 from 3, 23 points, 4 rebounds. Leah Boston didn't have the greatest game. Melissa Smith was pretty solid. But then you go to, I think the key to this series is going to be the Marina Mabry piece for the Connecticut Sun. Marina Mabry was 50% from the field, 16 points, 4 for 9 from three against the Fever. Dewana Bonner. I think Dewana Bonner has been kind of terrible this year. Let's just keep it a buck, man. She's kind of been terrible, man. She's supposed to be like the girl version of KD. She has not been efficient this season. Not in the games I've watched, at least. I think Alyssa Thomas can kind of struggle to score sometimes. I think Dejanay Carrington, she's solid. She's a pretty good scorer. But I just don't think they're the greatest scoring team. Now, they're going to have to make it a very physical. I think Alyssa Thomas is very physical. I think she's the toughest player in this series. She's a triple-double threat. But I think her lack of shooting, the lack of consistency of Dewana Bonner, I don't know. And then I don't know what I think Marina Mabry is going to be the X factor for Connecticut. But the thing is, they do have Brianna Jones. They got Dejanay Carrington, like I said. I'm not sure if their depth just completely outshines the Fever depth because I do like Fan Bentley. I do think Lexi Hall has showed that she can be that 3-and-D wing because she had 17 points. She hit 4 threes. She had 8 rebounds against the Sun when they matched up. I like Wheeler at times, Dantes at times. Samuelson is terrible. I ain't gonna lie. Christy Wallace is terrible too. Christy Wallace and Katie Lou Samuelson was the worst starters in the WNBA, in my opinion. They were absolutely terrible. And they might not even get a lot of minutes in this series. Let's just keep it a buck. I think if you have an 8-man rotation, it should be Melissa Smith, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hall, Caitlin Clark, then Dantes, Fan Billy, and Wheeler. That should be the 8-man rotation. And Melissa Smith is the X factor for the Indiana Fever. She has to be consistent. She has to hit free throws, man. It was a game, I think they lost to the Aces. The Fever lost to the Aces. They didn't hit no free throws, man. Like, just the free throw percentage was terrible that game. I'm not sure exactly what it was off the top of my head right now. But they free throw shooting has been bad, especially Melissa Smith. So I'm not saying the Fever should win this series. I'm saying they could win this series, and I'm picking them to win this series if they matched up with Connecticut. Now, if they don't match up with Connecticut, and I could just be looking like a complete fool, but I think the matchup will be Connecticut. I think the Fever got action. I would pick, if I had to put money on it, I would put money on the Fever, bro. I think the Fever will beat Connecticut Sun in a series because I think they have the two most dynamic offensive players, the three most dynamic offensive players in this series. The X factor for Indiana will be Melissa Smith. The X factor for Connecticut, in my opinion, will be Marina Mabry. So, and then I don't even think Connecticut has the defense advantage. I do think they have the coaching advantage. The coach for the Suns clears Christy Size. I think Christy Size is a solid coach. She's not terrible, but for her to actually find her starters 30 games, I mean, yeah, I think like, yeah, yeah, it took about like 20, 25 games of a 30 game season, 31, 32 game season to find her rotation. So I don't know. Connecticut Sun got the defense advantage and the coaching advantage. And outside of that, I think the Fever have the advantage everywhere else. They got the 3 stars on offense. They have the depth, probably got the depth advantage, in my opinion, in terms of just the 3 players in Wheeler, Van Bentley, and Dantes. I think Fever win that series, man. I could be wrong. Let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I just don't think the Connecticut Sun have been playing that great as of late. And that win against the Fever, it was a real win. So that win that the Fever had against the Sun was a real win. So I would pick the Fever to beat the Sun in the series. And I think Caitlin Clark wins a playoff series in her rookie year, man. Hey, don't shoot the messengers. It's time for Diddyknowsball Sports Weekend Watch List from September 19th through September 22nd. It's actually a lot of football and one boxing card I'm actually gonna tune into. And I'm I'm gonna start on September 19th with the WNBA. You got the Fever versus Mystics. Reason why I want to watch this game is because right now I think the Mystics are ninth in the playoff seeding, and they could possibly, with a win and probably a dream loss, who's currently in the A seed, they could probably get that eighth seed. So this is a big game for the Mystics. And for the Fever, it's just, I just want to see what they're looking like against the Mystics, how they go approach the game. I'm pretty sure they clinched their playoff spot, so they're gonna be in the playoffs regardless. But I just want to see how they'll play against a team that's kind of scratching to get into the playoffs. So I got that for my WNBA game I'm watching on the 19th. NFL, September 19th, Patriots versus Jets. I'm only gonna watch this because that's the only game on. That's the only reason why I'm watching that game. I kind of am interested in seeing what Gerard Mayo has been cooking up with the Patriots because they did get a win in week 1, and they had a chance to beat the Seahawks in week 2. So they obviously are competitive. Jets have kind of been they got by week 2. Week 1, they got absolutely demolished by the 49ers. And I haven't watched the Jets game yet this year. So I want to see what A-Rod looking like. And these are just two teams I haven't seen. And it should be competitive because the Patriots have been competitive all year. And the Jets aren't just a juggernaut. So it should probably be an interesting game. So I got that game. NFL game on Thursday that I want to watch on the 19th. College football slate is really good this weekend, and I'm gonna be tuned in. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 college football games I want to watch on Saturday. That's how good their schedule is. Well, actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5. But starting on Friday, Illinois versus Nebraska. I want to see that game because you have Dylan Raiola, a goddamn Patrick Mahomes stand against a ranked team in Illinois. This is a ranked matchup, and it's the first time Dylan Raiola in his career is going up against a ranked opponent. I want to see what that look like. Prime time, all eyes on him. I want to see how he comes out. Better look good with all that Patrick Mahomes standing. You gotta look good. You gotta look good Friday, dog. Saturday, the 11 o'clock game between Clemson and NC State. I think NC State, Grayson McCall, I think he got hurt in their last game, so they might be playing a backup. But if Grayson McCall is playing, I want to see what Cade Klubnik and Marfa look like against NC State, a solid team that was ranked before they got destroyed by Tennessee. They coming off a respectable win against Louisiana Tech. Clemson, yeah, I know Klubnik threw 5 touchdowns last week, but that was against a team I don't even remember the name of it, and I just seen it. I'm just saying. So Marfa had over 100 yards rushing, but they got absolutely destroyed by Georgia in week 1. It wasn't even competitive. They only scored 3 points. So I just want to see what they look like against solid competition because they played great competition. They played bad competition. And now I want to measure Clemson against solid competition. Then the midday game, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock game, you got USC versus Michigan. I'm very highly interested in this game because I think they're Michigan is starting Orgy. I want to see what Miller Moss looks like against Michigan's defense after he had an impressive performance against LSU and getting that win, but LSU defense is kind of trash. I know Michigan defense at least is going to be good, so I want to see what USC looks like against Michigan. And if they are sorry, I could just switch it over to Fox and catch Utah versus Oklahoma State. You got 2 veteran quarterbacks in Cam Rising and Allen Bowman. Then you got Ollie Gordon with Oklahoma State. I think Utah is probably the best coach team in the Big 12. And then you have Oklahoma State, probably the second best coach team in the Big 12. The odds are actually in favor of Oklahoma State. I did not expect that. So I honestly think Utah's going to win. But we'll see. And the crazy thing is, They're gonna be right on with the USC and Michigan game. That's the only one thing I don't like about football. Sometimes the scheduling conflicts is be like it's two games I want to watch going on at the same time, bro. Kills me. Then later on that night, you got Tennessee and Oklahoma. That's a big game. Big game. 2023 quarterbacks, 5-star Jackson Arnold, first-year starter. 4-star Nico Maliava. So there's some there. Jackson Arnold was like, I think he was the second or third ranked quarterback in 2023. I just went over this and I can't remember. But Maliava, he was a 4-star. He wasn't even a 5-star coming out of high school. So in Tennessee, he's been absolutely demolishing everybody. In Oklahoma, we don't even know what they really look like. Jackson Arnold has been solid. They've been solid. They ain't really played nobody. So I want to see what Oklahoma looks like against Tennessee. And Oklahoma has a crazy schedule this year. So I want to see what that's going for. And then later on that night, you got Kansas State versus BYU. It's the only game on that night. I do want to see what Avery Johnson look like against BYU, another solid team. He was pretty decent against Arizona, but Arizona only got 2 players. Arizona is damn near Colorado. Where's Arizona at? I don't even know where Arizona at on the map. But they is like another version of Colorado. They got 2 players. Just like Colorado, they got 2 players. And McMillan and Fafita. And Fafita did not play good at all. So I want to see what Avery Johnson looked like against BYU. NFL Sunday got Eagles Saints. I was leaning towards Bears Colts because I want to see Anthony Richardson versus Caleb Williams because somebody got to win. One of your young quarterbacks, one of them got to win. But, I can't overlook Eagles versus Saints. Eagles coming off a heartbreaker against the Falcons. Saints absolutely demolished the Cowboys. So we go really see what the Saints are made of because they go get a hungry Eagles team. I kind of think Eagles should win, but I think the Saints will win. And then, of course, Cowboys versus Ravens. Dak and Lamar are in the same boat. They both have a lot to prove, but at the same time, the game will still mean nothing. It's going to be a you bet not lose type of game. And at the same time, it's going to be like, okay, it's a regular season win. So it's nothing to gain from neither quarterback if they win. And if you lose, it's going to be some more ESPN talking points. They just keep it a buck. That's just what it is with Lamar and Dak at this point. They're talking points. They ain't won no big games in the playoffs. They just keep it a buck. So Cowboys versus Ravens should be interesting, especially from a talking point perspective. So come Monday, we go hear everything about whoever loses and whoever wins. Nobody's going to care because it's regular season. So, yeah, that's my watch list from September 19th to September 22nd. This concludes another episode of Diddyknowsball. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think of the episode. Do y'all think CJ Stroud and Nico Collins is the best duo in the NFL, quarterback wide receiver duo? Can Caitlin Clark beat Caitlin Clark and the Fever? Can they beat the Connecticut Sun in the playoffs? Will she win her first playoff series as a rookie? Let me know. Arch Manning versus Quinn Ewers. Let me know y'all thoughts on that. And what game are y'all most looking forward to this weekend? It could be college football. It could be NFL. But just let me know. This your boy Diddyknowsball. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.